You're listening to a Wall Street Journal editor's pick.
One of the big stories in sports, one of the big stories around the country today is the firing of Rutgers men's basketball coach Mike Rice for what was seen on video presented by ESPN yesterday of Coach Rice handling his players in a very distasteful manner, throwing basketballs at them, having verbal slurs said toward them. Certainly it has caught the attention of a lot of people around the country. To discuss it, leadership expert Thomas Vecchia, who is the author of the X Factor Selling System. He works with companies to help them increase their bottom lines through leadership training. And Tom is also a Rutgers graduate. And Tom, will start right there. As a Rutgers alum and seeing this and being a leadership expert, what was your reaction to seeing the video?
Embarrassing to the fullest extent. When I saw the video, and I know there's multiple clips over about 2 years, I was extremely embarrassed, not just for, obviously, Rice, but the entire university.
Certainly, this is now something that has moved from Mike Rice being fired to how it was handled through the athletic department and through the university. Where does Rutgers' reputation stand right now? Because obviously you would think that they are taking a bit of a PR hit again.
They're taking a huge PR hit. So for the first part of it, from the leadership perspective, a decision was made to rehabilitate Rice, and frankly, that was a wrong move. They did decide to ultimately fire him, which was a right move, but it was their second move. So number one, there's some leadership weakness in the ranks within the Rutgers athletic department. The second part is, again, from a PR standpoint, this is critically hurting their brand. This is the type of thing that's going to take years and years to get Rutgers to where it was. And Rutgers is a premier university, but in this case, it's tarnishing their brand.
This is obviously also a spot where if you're a business owner or a manager of a company, that you really have to look at this video and say, and look at what was done wrong so that you don't fall into any kind of similar situation that Coach Rice was involved in.
No doubt. If you look at it from the bigger picture, these are kids, 18 years old, maybe as old as 22, and they're students and student athletes. So to be treated like that with such disrespect and to have balls thrown at them, to be had racial and sexual epithets thrown at them, it's just frankly inappropriate. These are children looking to get an education. They have talent to play basketball, and they should be led in the appropriate fashion.
So if you're a company, what's really the biggest lesson to learn from all of this?
There are some huge lessons here. The fish stinks from the head. So if you're the leader of an organization, a director of a business unit, whatever your responsibility is, you need to set an example to show not just strong leadership, but gain strong followership from your team. And once you gain strong followership, you're going to get better engagement. So it's very critical that you don't just act good, but you do good with your teams, and then you'll earn and garner their respect.
What kind of a financial effect is this going to have on Rutgers as a university? Obviously, there might be an effect in the athletic department, but this could affect the university as well, because this is not the first time that something like this has happened at Rutgers. That
is correct. They had an issue with Bannon a few years back. They were not prompt to fire him. Same thing with Rice. So from the financial perspective, the boosters and contributors and so forth, they're going to take a very big hit in the athletic department. That's one of their biggest profit centers. That's going to spill over to the general university. And remember, it's a state school. And funding, if it dries up on the private side, obviously they're going to hit the students or it's going to hit the state, so everyone loses.
If you're a leader, like in the case of Coach Rice, what are the motivations that you want to try and follow?
That's a great question. In my book, The X Factor Selling System, we talk about the 4 Ps, which are the motivating factors as to why we act. They are people, product, process, and price. In this particular case, it was poor leadership, and they had the wrong people on the bus, which is having a huge detriment for Rutgers, and it's going to have both a PR nightmare, a financial nightmare, and I think it's going to hit enrollment, not just in the basketball program, but maybe overall for the university as a whole.
With Tom Vecchia, I'm Dan Loney for the Wall Street Journal.
For more audio from the Wall Street Journal, check out our podcasts at WSJ.com/podcast.